My biggest thing is just making sure like I don't get disqualified. Like there is like such a fine line between what is a legal shot and what is illegal.
Yeah.
So just like when you're going through the motions and like doing the body mechanics and like such a short, I mean, it's one strike to make sure you're doing everything that you have to do. It's a little bit crazy.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, obviously we're going, I've seen highlights. I've never really even watched it. I've seen like big dudes get knocked out and shit. And, I mean, yeah, it's just going to be interesting. I don't even know what to think.
Apparently there's technique to slapping a bitch in the face. Live from the Vanderford household.
Yep.
In our speakeasy.
Yep.
Dropping another podcast.
Got our cute little doggies.
They look ridiculously cute, and I really wish one of them would come sit by me.
I know, they're laying right next to Dad.
It's so cute.
But you can't move them because Jackie's got her head on Dennis, and usually...
They're still getting used to each other.
Yes, they are.
They're definitely still... She wants to play with Dennis, and Dennis just wants to bite her.
Yeah. But she also got a haircut. She's a different looking dog.
She literally looks like a puppy now that she got a haircut from being rescued. She had a bunch of matting, and I wanted to wait like 2 weeks before I did anything like too traumatizing.
Yeah.
But then I got her groomed, and now she looks like a puppy.
It's changed the way she acts too. She like jumps around and yeah. But all that hair was like weighing her down and crazy. Yeah. So she's doing good. But well,
start us off.
Today has been a normal day, but yesterday morning was not.
It was not normal. It was a very frustrating morning.
Yes. And a little surprising too.
Yes.
A little crazy.
So when we wake up every morning, we have our coffee, and I go through our Ring alerts, like our security system and our cameras, to see if anything happened outside or just to see what set up our cameras through the night. And there really wasn't anything in particular. And then I get a Ring alert, and I'm like, oh, it's probably Amazon. It's, 8:15 in the morning.
Yeah.
And of course, I'm notorious for ordering Amazon. And, Amazon drivers can be in normal cars.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at the camera, go back to doing my thing. I go back and look again, and I'm like, holy fucking shit. Not Amazon.
Not Amazon.
We had a group of guys back into our driveway, 8:15 in the morning. It's like sunny, bright, lots going on. Back into our driveway, jump out of the car with masks and gloves on, break into my car. Yep. Search the whole thing. They were in and out in less than a minute, and then they took off. Yeah. So we had to deal with that all morning yesterday. Called the cops, which I was like, yeah, they didn't take anything.
They didn't steal anything, but
then I figured they were just gone. Yeah. But come to find out, they were just casing the neighborhood looking for cars that were unlocked to steal cars. Yep. And they hit us. They hit multiple people in the neighborhood.
Yeah. And as the day went on yesterday, because obviously we had posted about it on our neighborhood watch and, all that stuff. And then more people started coming out like, oh, yeah, the same guys hit our house up and, all this stuff, which is insane. In the broad daylight.
Insane. Broad daylight, jumping out of a car, these skinny kids. I mean, of course, I can't say that they're kids, but they were like small, skinny, scrawny looking kids jumping out, criminals, mask on, gloves. They obviously like have this down to a science. They know what they're doing. Yeah. And hit multiple cars in the neighborhood, and we think that they were back at it again this morning. Yeah, we got an update that they were. So it's funny, not really funny, but I had went to practice right after this, and after this yesterday, and got to practice. Of course I told some people or whatever, and I was talking to one of my buddies who is not from the US, and he's from a different country,
And he's like, brother, I love the US, but sometimes I don't like because of the way that the criminals are treated. And he said,
Yep.
Same thing happened to me and my cousins years ago, but we caught the guys and we brought them inside and we tied their hands and feet together and we held them hostage for 24 hours and we knocked their teeth out. It's like, oh shit.
So that is one thing. So I only have comparisons. Obviously, I haven't lived in other countries, but I've lived in multiple states.
Yeah.
And the difference between, let's say, Oregon
Yeah.
and here, so this is the second time my car's gotten broken into in 4 years.
Yeah.
So my car got broken into another time. Called the cops, or actually my neighbor did. My neighbor saw it happen. Saw that people were in my car, knew it was my car, called, and the cops were there within seconds.
Yeah.
They came in with a chopper. The guy took off running. They sent the dog after him. The
Yeah.
dog got him,
Yep.
bit him, and they ended up arresting him, and he went to jail.
Yeah.
Obviously. So within seconds, I just cannot believe the response from the police here.
Yeah.
It's so admirable. The police here are incredible.
Night and day compared
difference
to
because
Oregon
or California. I
or
also lived in California. So this obviously isn't as crazy of an instance. They broke into my car. Like for me, I see it as just it's more frustrating because I've dealt with it so much in other places that I've lived.
Yeah.
So the cops here, they were like, no, call us immediately. We want to get bad people off the streets.
Yep.
We want to catch them. And so then that made me think of living in Oregon. My car got broken into broad daylight. They stole everything. So we had just gone Christmas shopping at the Nike employee store.
Yep.
It was the first time I've ever been able to get into the Nike employee store in Oregon. We bought all of our Christmas presents.
Yeah, Christmas
so we got
gifts for our whole family.
all the kids got cute little Nike shoes. We were like, all right, if we're gonna get in, we're gonna do it right.
Yeah.
So then I go to a hair appointment, and I'm in downtown Portland. This is, mind you, 2 p.m. in the afternoon on an extremely busy street. These criminals walk up with a spark plug, shatter my window, steal everything, get away. So I call the police, and they're like, well, they're probably gone now. We probably won't catch them.
Yeah.
And I'm like, are you kidding me? They stole thousands of dollars worth of stuff. They're like, yeah, I mean, it's kind of a petty crime. It's not a big deal.
Yeah.
I'm like, you guys are kidding me. Then,
now, fast forward 4 years, they did end up
actually,
catching
4 years later, they ended up catching the guy.
Yeah.
So, but then when I was living in California, I was living in Sacramento, and I'm living in my apartment. It's not a great part of town, but not I've always felt relatively safe living by myself. And I look out my window, and this dude is beating up his wife with a bike.
Jeez.
I could tell they were on drugs. They were tweaking out. This guy picks up his bicycle, and she's on the ground. He's just slamming her with a bicycle.
Yeah.
And they're going at it and fighting in my front yard. And I call the cops, and they were like, oh yeah, they'll probably stop soon. I'm like, this girl's getting beat up. I'm going to go out there and intervene. And they're like, no. Do not intervene. We do not advise you, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
They didn't even show up.
Crazy.
Just never showed up. So anyways, that was our experience here. We're really happy with.
Yeah. But it's crazy, and it's eye-opening.
Yes.
8:15 a.m. broad daylight, these guys are doing this and stuff, and they're all smart. That I started thinking about it yesterday, and talking to the cops and stuff. These guys are experts at being criminals, and they know what to look for, and they know all these things. It's crazy. It's what we know about fighting, or what we know about whatever our profession is. They know these things.
Yes.
So they know the little details of cars, if a car is unlocked, if the for instance, the Range Rover, the mirrors are in, or what. It's just insane.
Yeah. So, and mind you, this isn't the middle of the night. It's not like I left my car unlocked overnight. It was the morning.
Yeah. This was
I had unlocked on my car to go get some stuff from my car, come back in. And within that time, boom, car gets broken into.
Safe neighborhood.
Safe neighborhood.
Just crazy.
So this is my PSA for anyone out there. one, lock your car all the time.
Yeah.
And then two, these criminals are smart because they know that, like on my car, when the car is locked, the mirrors fold in.
Yeah.
So I'm sure they're like, boom, saw the car. They knew exactly what they were looking for. Tried to hope the keys were in it to steal it. But
Yeah. Just insane.
Absolutely crazy. So we had some break-ins.
Yep.
Very frustrating.
So.
But what you got for us? You're kicking off the podcast today. Oh, yes. I need to go get my bowl of questions. Okay, so I have a game. I give a game to play with you.
Okay.
I'm not sure if we should jump straight into what happened last night.
I was just gonna bring that up. What's the funny new trend? I didn't even know. Okay. Let's get this straight. I hadn't even watched anything.
So okay,
I hadn't watched the video.
Let me preface this. Okay. So no, you're not on social media. You're not like an Instagram guy.
I don't really get on too much. I don't scroll through social media too much.
No. So my husband, not really like an Instagram guy. If there's trends going on, popular music, he has no idea. So that's how I'm able to get him with these like funny trends and pranks.
I'm not very cultured.
No, you just don't spend time on social media, which I appreciate. I think it's great. I do. And so everybody, I'm sure that listens, unless you're like my husband who does not do social media, has seen the girl that she's getting interviewed in the streets. And the guy asks, what's one move in bed that'll make a man go crazy? And then she goes, you got to give him that hawk too and spit on that thing. She's like, you know what I mean? And this girl is everywhere. They're making shirts, memes from her response, which her response was golden. And she's just like this adorable, beautiful girl with a hilarious accent. She's like, you got to give him that hawk too and spit on that thing.
Okay, let's get this straight, though. I had been... Now... When we say I don't really do social media, I don't like get on and scroll, but I had been on, Instagram or Facebook or something. And I kept seeing like these pictures. I had seen like a screenshot of her, and I had seen the one that I really got was I saw a screenshot of, it was Tua Tagovailoa, the Miami Dolphins quarterback. And it was his body, but the head of a hawk. So his
like a hawk Tua.
Head was a hawk. Yeah, so a hawk Tua. And so I had seen all this shit, but none of it really made sense to me because I didn't watch the video, and yes. So continue.
So the interview question is basically, what's one move you can do in bed to make a man go crazy? So I was like, all right, I'm going to try.
Okay, we have podcasts tomorrow.
I'm gonna give this one a go.
So we're in bed and we like to play our funny little trivia game. We play Trivia Crack and mom,
just say it.
Mom, Rachel.
Everybody just.
I'm so sorry.
Anybody who's related to us or
I'm so sorry.
Wants to see us in a golden light.
Juan, I'm so sorry.
Turn this off.
So okay, we're playing the game. Out of nowhere, Paige like, hey, do you want a blowjob? And we're in bed, and I may or may not have 8.5 of a marijuana gummy.
And I said, do you want a blowjob? And you were like, oh, thanks so much for asking, but I'm okay.
I had just ate, or not just, I was at the peak of my marijuana gummy, and and we're playing trivia games.
We're about to go to sleep.
And so she asked me that, and I was a little thrown off, like, what the fuck? That was random. Usually she doesn't ask me. She just, I was like, I didn't really know how to respond. So whatever happens, nothing happens, right? And so we get back to playing our game. Well, we're laying there, and this is like 10 minutes later, and then she starts putting her hands down my pants, and now things are getting
heating up.
Yeah, now the question's like, well, actually,
yeah, I do.
Yeah, I kind of do. So, because then she asked me again, and so then we get this is very graphic, and I'm sure this is gonna get flagged for.
No, just keep going.
So, anyways, so then she goes down. Well, she immediately does a couple little things, and then I see her raise up, and she can you please? And I'm just like, what in the fuck? And then she goes about normal, and then she comes up and does it again. And now I know like something is up. Like, okay, now it makes sense. Now all the memes I had. So this is how I legitimately found out what this was, this meme, because I had it happen to me. She starts laughing. She's like, does that turn you on? And I'm like,
did that get you going?
Yeah, I'm like, I mean, not really.
Like, no, not really.
Not really.
Did that get you going?
Yeah. Now also let's mention that you are laughing at this point now, and so that probably,
Me just cracking up laughing wasn't as much of a turn on.
Yeah.
So then I'm just dying laughing. So anyways, that ends because it was thoroughly for research.
Yeah.
Research.
Let's get this straight. It ended right there. So then I'm like, wait, what are we doing?
I was like, oh, we can keep going if you want to, but that was really just for the podcast.
Yeah, it was just for the podcast and research tomorrow.
It's just research. So what do you think? You like that Haktu?
Really, really bizarre. Yeah. And now it's like a joke to me. But yeah, that's legitimately how I found out exactly what that was. And then, of course, you showed me the video.
Yes.
It's like, oh, okay.
Okay, then.
Yeah, that's funny.
Now I know.
Oh, but we were
laughing.
We were dying laughing last night.
Yes.
Yeah. That
one got me.
Yeah.
But I mean, okay, if that's not the move, what is the move?
The move.
The move to get you going.
I don't know.
Asking didn't work. Just go over and play with it.
Maybe just straight to the point.
just grab it.
Yeah, just straight to the point.
Just put it in your hand and go to town.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm hot. Okay, I have questions for you, but you know what? We're gonna save them for the end because it's a different direction.
Yes.
They're not funny. They're emotional and love related and deep and sappy.
It is a kick-ass love story.
It is. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Powerslap.
Yes.
Obviously. What are your fears, thoughts, anticipations for the whole week of us going to Vegas for Powerslap?
Well, you just got done competing recently, so it's almost like you almost become a little bit callous to it. You're like, all right, here we go again or whatever. It's not as crazy when you're doing it again. Now it's just like, all right, let's fucking go. It's crazy. I never would, like I've said, I never would have thought you'd ever do this, but you're a nut. And yeah, it's like if I tell you don't do something, you're going to do it.
But you didn't particularly say, do not do that.
Yeah. But I would never tell you, no, you're not going to do.
That's
like,
true.
If you want to do something, you're going to do it.
Yeah.
And I would say the more I told you not to do it, the more you would likely do it. So, fears, I don't have like too many fears. I mean, it's legitimately you get hit 3 times and at most, right? And so
from what because obviously they came here and did like training.
Yeah.
And I got to learn the nuances and the technique. So I guess title matches is 5 slaps.
Yeah.
And then for me, obviously it's 3 slaps. It'll be my first one ever. Yeah, we've been practicing.
We've been practicing.
We got to put in we'll plug the video of you whacking me in the face with a pool noodle.
Yeah.
Trying to get myself to not flinch.
Yeah.
Which actually I'm not worried about. But in my training with, his name's also Austin.
Yeah. Austin Turpin, I believe. He's on the card.
Same card with me.
He's a badass, like Powerslap
superstar.
Yeah.
So he was like, yeah, you could get whacked with the pool noodles to help you not to flinch. And obviously I don't have an issue with flinching. I'm used to getting punched in the face. So that really wasn't too much of a hurdle, I guess.
Yeah.
But we were having fun whacking each other with pool noodles.
Yeah.
Getting out a little bit of our aggression
on
each other.
Okay, fears. I don't know that I necessarily have. I mean, of
My
course, I
biggest-
just want you to win. I
Of
want you to go
course.
out and knock the girl out. And,
My biggest thing is just making sure like I don't get disqualified. Like
Yeah.
there is like such a fine line between what is a legal shot and what is illegal.
yeah.
So just like when you're going through the motions and like doing the body mechanics and like such a short, I mean, it's one strike to
Yeah.
make sure you're doing everything that you have to do is a little bit crazy.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, obviously we're going, I've seen highlights. I've never really even watched it. I've seen like big dudes get knocked out and shit. And, I mean, yeah, it's just going to be interesting. I don't even know what to think.
Apparently there's technique to slapping a bitch in the face.
I mean, there definitely is, talking with Austin and like going over everything. Yeah, there's techniques and stuff like that. And, we practice, and I feel like I can just whack a motherfucker too when I do it. But,
when I've seen you practice, I'm like, shoot, maybe you should do it.
yeah, I'm not.
Okay, question.
Crazy.
Somebody
Okay.
falls off of the Powerslap card at your weight class. Do you step up?
Oh man. Yeah.
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 I mean, technically, you've been in
I'll do
a
it.
long-winded fight camp forever,
Yeah.
trying to, waiting for the.
Yeah.
Word for the call,
I'm in
but-
good shape right now. Yeah. I do
Yes,
it.
you are.
Yeah.
It'd be fun.
Be fun and be crazy. So then I didn't realize too, obviously, we don't have designated coaches for this. You're your
my coach.
coach. And I had seen last night, so I'll actually be up there with you. I'll be behind you at your like little chalk station, and in between slaps you come back and
Chalk me up.
chalk you up and we talk. And,
We should make out a little bit.
it's gonna be it's crazy.
Don't get me going.
A few days away.
A few days away. So everybody tune into Power Slap. You get to
Yeah.
watch me get slapped in the face,
Which I'm sure a lot of people want to see.
and you get to watch me slap somebody.
Which I'm sure a lot of people want to see
A lot
that
of people
too.
want to see that too. So guys, get ready because it's on Saturday or no Friday.
Yeah, I knew you would kind of want to do because you're kinky like that. You like to be slapped.
Wow.
I can't
really
remember
hope,
if I made that joke last
I think
podcast or
you.
not.
I
but-
don't know, but I really hope our parents aren't listening.
Oh gosh, yeah, not this one.
Okay, let's talk a little bit more fight talk.
Okay.
And then I have some relationship questions for you.
Okay.
Jake Paul and Mike Perry.
Yes, in Tampa. Exact date one, is it July 20th?
I believe so,
Yeah, we're getting that.
Yep. All right, July 20th. Jake Paul, Mike Perry. Man.
Talk about that. So now, from my understanding, this will be before the Mike Tyson fight.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. I think the Mike Tyson, Jake Paul was pushed back to November, I believe.
November sounds right, but we'll
Yeah.
get that.
I don't know that they have an exact date for that either.
Yeah. But now, thinking about this,
Yes.
Mike Perry, Jake Paul. What are your thoughts on the matchup?
Man, I mean, I think that, I mean, as far as bare knuckle boxing goes, like Mike Perry is, in my opinion, probably the best bare knuckle, pound for pound, bare knuckle boxer in the world.
Yes.
He's tough. He's obviously skilled. He hits hard, like all these things. My worry about the boxing match is Jake Paul's going to be quite a bit bigger, I believe, than
I
Mike
think so
Perry.
too.
But I mean, obviously, when it came to bare knuckle boxing,
Luke Rockhold.
Luke Rockhold and Mike Perry, but I think what makes Mike Perry so good at bare knuckle boxing is just how
He's a
incredibly
dog.
tough he is.
Yes.
And again, don't get me wrong, because he is skilled too. Straight boxing, it's gonna be a little different.
Yeah. I'll tell you what though, like I'm excited for this.
Yeah. Oh, me too.
This fight
is,
I am
yeah.
so excited for because you
Yeah.
truly are seeing probably the greatest pound for pound bare knuckle boxer ever, fighting, you know, Jake, who has had a really successful boxing career.
Yeah, it does. This is an interesting fight, and Mike Perry's in his prime. It's not, you know, he's only been training bare knuckle boxing. Now, bare knuckle boxing and regular boxing, as we know, are different sports. Yeah,
they are different sports,
and it is different. There's you know, a lot of things that translate over to both of them and stuff, but yeah, it's different. It's gonna be really, really interesting. You know, we've had some good times with Mike Perry, and in my opinion, he's a great guy, and I like Mike Perry a lot.
Yes,
so
I do too.
Yeah, and it's cool to see, you know, he's had a lot of success. His last fight against Thiago was tough because, you know, I love Thiago Alves. He's one of the coaches and stuff, and then, you know, you hate to see like the shit talk between, you know, when you like the people and all that. So, yeah, but it is an interesting fight, and at a competitor's viewpoint, it's more of a fight that I would want to see than Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson.
Yeah, personally, I'm more excited about this.
Yes.
And I know, like, going into it, Mike Perry, like, he's a dog. He's going to go in there for violence and to put on a show. So I'm really excited about it.
Yeah. Yeah, good fight. I don't know if we talked about it before, but obviously, officially now, the UFC fights have changed, and Alex Pereira will be fighting Yuri Prochazka, I think in a couple days, right?
Yep.
From when this comes out. So that's going to be a really interesting fight. Someone had asked me the other day who I thought was going to win, and it's tough. I feel like, and I have no knowledge of this at all, but I feel like Yuri's one of those guys. He's like been training really hard, and I could be completely wrong, but he's going to come in like really ready to go. And whereas Alex just kind of finished up a fight, and, you know, who knows how hard he's been training. It's going to be an incredible fight. I'm really excited for it.
I'm very, very excited about that.
Yeah.
I guess I could pull up the rest of the card for UFC 303.
Oh yeah,
Ooh.
Ian Gary, Michael, yeah, MVP.
I'm excited for
That's going to be a really fun fight.
Brian Ortega and Diego Lopez.
Yeah,
that's a really good one too.
Really good one too. Both of them have incredible jiu-jitsu. I think Brian Ortega, in my opinion, Brian Ortega is very, very good. But yeah, another great fight. So
we got really good fights to look forward to this weekend.
Yes.
Really, really good.
And obviously we'll be there.
And we will be there.
Yeah.
Will we be at the fights? TBD.
Yes. Yeah,
Not sure.
Yeah.
TBD.
Yeah, we'll see how Friday night goes, right?
Exactly. I'm either flying home or we're staying and we're partying.
Yeah, that's so funny.
Okay. Please hold, because I'm going to go get my questions for you.
Okay. I'll hold the dogs down. Okay, I hear you have some questions, some sappy questions for me.
Some are sappy, and some are, hi, babies.
It's not food, doggies.
No, it's just a bowl of letters. Okay, so I did this game, funny enough, when I fought for Misfits, they had me and Elle pull questions out of a bucket to ask each other.
Yeah.
And I want to do the same thing.
Okay.
So we will each pull out. So this is going to get the sappy part of A Kickass Love Story.
Okay.
And these are ways for our fans to get to know us and our relationship better.
All right.
This could be so stupid, but I'm really excited.
Did you create these?
I did.
Questions?
I wrote all the questions. So you're going to pull one out, and then you're asking me.
Okay. Ready?
Yep. You can go first.
All right.
And I have some that I mostly just really want to know the
Question
answer to.
number 1. Have your goals changed in life after we met?
Ooh, that's a good question. Have my goals changed in life? I wrote these. I feel like I really have to think about this.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have.
Okay.
I feel like my goals in life were just to before were to be successful so I could just live the life that I wanted.
Yeah.
And travel and do whatever I wanted. And there wasn't a whole like end goal.
Yeah.
But now that we've been together, gosh, for, 7 years.
Yep.
Yeah, my goals in life have changed. It's more just like doing everything I can to set us up for success.
Yeah.
Financial freedom, being there for our family, and just like having the best lives that we can.
Yeah.
And yeah. And I guess before I was a little bit too crazy I wasn't enjoying my life. It was just like on to the next grind. Like I said yes to every interview. I was flying every weekend. I was working so much more. I was like burning myself out. Whereas now my goal is to actually enjoy life.
Yeah.
But maybe it's just my goals have changed because I want to enjoy my life more. My life is just more enjoyable with you.
Aww.
So I told you they'd be sappy.
Yeah, they are. It was wonderful.
There's so many in here that I really want to know the answer to for you. Okay.
Oh boy.
Ooh, what's your favorite memory of us?
Ooh, my favorite memory of us. Gosh, I've had a ton. I was thinking about like traveling, going to Portugal, like a lot of traveling things, which is ironic because you always ask me to take you places, but I'm gonna go with the first thing that came into my head, and it's very specific.
Okay.
Remember we were in Alaska. It must have been for Christmas because it was snowing, and I had thumb surgery, so I had a cast on. And we had got the Ranger. It was me, you, Nick, and Nat.
Yeah.
We had gotten the Ranger, and we had gotten a sled and stuff on the back. We went down to the Covey's Pond, and we went around, and you and I were on the back holding on, and went all through town, just like holding on, riding in the snow, and just how much fun it was.
That is one of my favorite memories ever. And actually I made a video of it. You can watch us.
Oh yes, we have a video of it too.
On YouTube, one of our Alaska adventures.
Yep.
And we pulled each other around on the back of a Ranger and a sled.
Yeah.
And we're just whipping each other around. It was crazy.
Man, we were so wet and cold too, but it was just, we were having so much fun. But so I don't even know if that's like, obviously probably not my great, but it was just the first thing that for whatever reason popped in my head.
No, that was so much fun.
Okay, ready?
Yes.
What have you learned from your parents that you want to replicate or change?
Yikes.
Yeah, that one.
I was hoping I wouldn't get that one. So my parents, love you guys. I hope I told you guys to turn this off. No, my parents were young loves. Like they started dating out of high school. I feel like they kind of forced their marriage. Yeah. And were just like playing the role of a marriage, and were never truly like happy. I feel like now that they've separated, they're both like living their true dream and like finding happiness, and it just sucks that they couldn't find it with each other.
Yeah.
But I hope that for our marriage, one, there's no lying.
Yes.
No deceit.
Yeah.
And that we can feel comfortable to truly live our dreams.
Yeah.
And not feel like the other person is holding us back.
Agreed.
Because the truth is, I think they both wanted the same things from life, but they always blamed the other person for holding them back. And I think that I want our lives to be better because we have the other person in it. Yeah. And it makes our dreams more exciting and more fun. And
awesome. I love that.
That's what I learned.
I agree. Yeah.
I think that's good.
Yeah.
There's a lot more, but ooh. Why do you love me?
Why do I love you? I love you because well, for one, I think going into almost kind of going back to what you were talking about with your parents, I truly can be myself with you, and I don't have to like hide who I am or, dorky little things that I enjoy to do and all that. And you make my life better. You push me to, want to be like a better husband, better person every day. And I enjoy life with you. And I know I can confidently say, I know you would do anything in the world for me. And, and to like have that bond with somebody and someone where, you're my best friend and I trust, like, I trust that you have my back for anything and stuff. And so that means a lot to me. And yeah, that's why I love you.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I told you to be sappy.
Yeah. Next
Question.
Who's going to cry first?
Ah.
I'm not going to cry. How do you envision me in 10 years?
Ooh, I like this one. So I feel like as we've been together, I have seen just the way you've aged.
Yeah.
Like you've matured, but you were mature when we met.
Yeah.
But like seeing the way that you are with our nieces and nephew, seeing just the way you enjoy life, and
Yeah.
I don't know, I just see our life in 10 years just being just like this.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
no matter what we're doing, maybe we're not fighting anymore. Maybe we're not competing. Maybe we're moving on to the next chapter of our careers. But I just see our lives continuing to be this fun.
Yeah.
And this enjoyable and this memorable.
I agree.
Right?
Yep.
Okay. We don't have to do all of these.
Yeah.
But I wanted
we'll do
people.
a couple more. Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah. What's your favorite thing to do with me in our everyday lives?
Ooh, in our everyday lives, I genuinely enjoy like our weekly date nights. We usually do like one night a week where we'll go out and so especially, you know, if we're not competing or don't have something going on, you know, go get some drinks and stuff and go try new or same restaurants
Yeah.
that we really love.
We can get into a habit.
Yeah. I also really love and look forward to just like every night getting into bed with you and, you know, playing our silly little games together and watching Friends or
You like Friends now. I know you do.
or the Great British Baking Show. I love taking care of our dogs together. Yeah. I mean, really just I really am so happy every day, like with life and with you and stuff. I just enjoy each day.
Yay. Your turn.
Okay. All right. Was there ever a fight we had when you thought we weren't going to make it? Ooh,
that's spicy.
was there ever a fight we had?
Wait, are you asking me or am I asking you?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I'm asking you.
But do you have an answer?
No, I don't.
No, there wasn't a fight where I ever thought we weren't going to make it or we were going to break up.
Yeah.
I don't think so. I can't think of like our worst fight.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't, there's never been, I mean, for one, we've never like, obviously we've never taken a break. We've never been in a fight bad enough where we didn't like sleep under the same
Yes,
roof
we always.
yeah. I mean, there's been like maybe a couple nights where
You've slept on the couch.
I've slept on the couch or something, but yeah, never anything.
Nothing crazy.
Yeah, never, you know, and of course we've had a fight like one night we fought and then the next day, you know, wasn't great, but usually by the next night we were back to normal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. And I think it was just, we're good at like figuring out and adjusting to the other person's like needs and circumstances and the reason they feel the way that they feel. So it's just adapting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, last one.
Yeah.
Ooh, this one's good.
Okay.
What's something non-sexual that turns you on that I do?
Okay, I talked about this last podcast a little bit, but when you have something like coming up and seeing like your dedication to something, so like when you had your boxing match coming up and and just seeing like how dedicated and how like it was sexy to see you in like that state of, you know, and not that it has to be like a fight to get you into that, but just seeing you like so passionate and focused on something was really attractive to me. And
So you don't love when I'm just focused on margaritas?
I mean, yeah, no,
I get it.
Yeah, you know, like really like chasing something.
Yeah.
or,
Well,
you
no,
know,
it is sexy. And especially like when you get dedicated and you're in a fight camp, like seeing you like grind and be dedicated to something that's like hard is it is a turn on.
Yeah. And I guess part of it is probably, like the fight and just, because part of it too is like, this is going to sound weird, but you're kind of in like a vulnerable state, and it's like, I just want to be there, and I want to be the one
to like support me,
there to support you and like take care of you and stuff. There's
nothing in our lives more telling that I need you than when I'm going through a fight camp.
Yeah.
I feel like that just makes it so evident in our marriage, like how much I need you and need your support, and you help me through a lot of things. So
yeah, and I feel the same too about mine. It's like, silly things like getting my medical, or just even coming with me to my medicals and stuff like that. And
you went with me to all my medicals.
Yeah.
And it's awful.
Yeah. All right.
That's so sweet. Okay. So I did have one thing planned for today, but we're going to save it for the next podcast because I think that it's going to pay really well into, Powerslap. Obviously, I'm going into a competition, but I wanted to talk about post-competition depression.
Yes.
So there's this big conversation that I've seen about why people are addicted to skydiving. They obviously are adrenaline junkies, addicted to the thrill, the adrenaline rush. But there's also a correlation between that and like competition and being depressed after something really great happens to you, or like, I'm sure these are completely different, but like after you give birth, you go through these like huge, traumatic, amazing things in your life.
Yeah.
But then you can get depressed afterwards. And there is a post-competition depression.
Oh, crazy.
So we're going to talk more about that on the next podcast. And we're going to see where my mindset's at now that I'm back competing pretty regularly.
Because I definitely, I know I have experience in that feeling. So
anyways, thank you for listening to our very naughty, very loving podcast. Wish me luck in Powerslap.
Yep.
I will be back next week to let you guys know how it went. We're gonna go play with our little doggies because they look so cute. But this was a Kickass Love Story. We're live every Wednesday unless something absolutely crazy comes up at 12 o'clock on YouTube, Apple, Spotify, Deezer, iHeartRadio, anywhere you get your podcasts. Find us at 12 p.m.
Awesome.
Bye.